This is a Hot Wheels Redline P-917 casting that's obviously pretty well worn. That being said, I love the look of it. There's something about this yellowish, orangish, reddish color that's remaining on it that's really appealing to me, and it already has a post-apocalyptic look. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. This is the kind of look that I would work to try and recreate. The time, and probably a kid, have given this casting. Oh, yeah, there was this weird little pebble. I'm hoping that's just dried up dirt and not some kind of rabbit poo that's in there. Yeah, it's got to be dirt. Let's go with dirt because there's no way a rabbit pellet would get in there. You see the glass is broken. One of the headlights is broken off. One of the headlights is broken off. The rear window's gone. I actually have a replacement rear window for one of these, but it's another one that I'm going to restore at some point. But you see that look? I just like the look. So I try to get it apart, and I drill and tap it here, so I can hold it together with some screws. Yes, they're small screws. But again, I love the look of it. There you see some rust on the inside. I started to use the tweezers to get the wheels out of there to pop them out, and it's like, I'm replacing those anyway. I'm going to go a direction with those that might not be popular. First thing I do that people are going to cringe at, I glue that rear lid shut with CA glue. Because like I said earlier when I said this has a post-apocalyptic look to me, yeah, this is going to be a gaslands style build. This is a post-apocalyptic build. Because, like I said, I love the look. This being a post-apocalyptic build, I don't care if it rolls or not. Really, for gaslands builds, if you're playing the game, it's probably best if they don't roll. I haven't played the game. Well, other than Jody Sims playing the game with one of my castings in the event that he's holding. But, so I don't care if it sits still. So I love these wheels. And so I'm going to end up gluing these 3D printed wheels in place. As you see here, I did sand down the little nubs that stick out of the casting or out of the base because I didn't need the little nubs. This isn't going to be a roller. So I got the look that I wanted. I tried smaller wheels in the front and this size in the back, and it just didn't look right. So I went with the same size all around. That might not be a look that everybody agrees with, but it's one that I found appealing. I took a Muscle Machines engine, took that center section out. It's a 3-piece engine. And I took that section out between the intake on the top and the lower portion, and I'm trying to get it back apart again here, as you see. But the gold section, I thought I want that out of there for the look I wanted. I didn't want it to sit. I want it to sit high, but not, it's kind of tough to say not ridiculously high when it's ridiculously high even after removing it. But it's better without that added height. So then I CA glue this together. My CA glue bottle was being temperamental, and so at times, like right there, it shot out a ton. But got those two pieces put together. You may be able to tell I ground down part of the front of the engine section, and I ground down rear corners of the section of that top part. I don't know if I think it's supposed to be a supercharger that's on there. I don't know. I don't build engines. I don't know. And this is in a post-apocalyptic environment, so Lord knows what it's supposed to be here. Lord knows I use things that aren't supposed to be what I'm actually using them for. But I threw this on top of the existing engine down there. So let's just say it's a supercharger. But I got it to fit the way I wanted it to fit. And what did help, the way that opening in the top tapers toward the back, by grinding down the two rear corners of that piece, it helped it fit right in place. CA glued that down in place, as you just saw. And I just really like the look. I had these two Warhammer bits that, and there's going to be multiple Warhammer bits that drop into this thing. And you may have seen recently I did an unboxing where I had a boatload of little Greeblies that showed up. And so I sifted through those. I've got a lot more sifting to go through on those. But I found these parts and I thought, well, these will look good as guns up front. I don't know that they're supposed to be guns, but they are now. Took the pin vise to drill holes in the tips of those. And then, you know, as you may recall, one of the headlights was already broken out of the clear glass section. So I just broke off the other one, cut it off. So there's going to be guns coming out of both front headlight areas. And it just was a good fit. It was a very natural fit. And then these things, there were these weird grates that I found. And if I was able to light them up, I would have. And so, yeah, here you see a different CA bottle that's fighting me. This one, Lord knows how long I've had this bottle of CA glue. I think maybe one of my things to do for the new year is to get some new CA bottles, CA glue bottles, and start fresh for the year. Looking at my paints, a lot of my paints are crazy old. And but they last, and you don't use much. And paints I'm going to use later on this build, as you'll see, are paints that I've had for easily, over 2 years, possibly 3 years. But, you don't use that much, so they last forever if they don't dry out on you. So these things I put back here. Not that they're an exhaust as much as I was thinking of it as ventilation of some kind, because I do increase the exhaust coming out the lower sides of the base. So you'll see that coming up here in a minute. But I like the look of that. I just wanted something else at the back. Talking about, there's exhausts coming out of the sides on that base. But I wanted to put ferrules in there to extend them a little bit, extend them out a ways farther than those wheels in the back. And as you see on the left side of the picture there, you see one of the ferrules, the chrome ferrule. You see some tubes I was thinking of putting on the casting. I didn't care for the way those were looking, so I did not use those. But I drill out those exhausts that are already on the sides of this base. Because of how they're designed on the base, what ends up staying when I use the larger drill bit is the base on the lower part of the casting stays there, and it kind of drills out and removes the upper half of that circle because the exhaust doesn't extend evenly all the way back into the casting. They just tapered it off. So I'm basically drilling that out and creating, in effect, a pocket for the ferrule to sit into. It's a nice fit, but because of the top half being removed, it's not like an entirely snug fit all the way around. It's not like fitting one tube into a slightly larger tube. But I'm kind of liking the look of it. I didn't drill far enough at that point. I didn't want it... I don't know why I'm saying this way. I didn't want it to look ridiculous. Yet the end product here looks ridiculous. But I wanted to find that fine line between stupidly outrageous and, well, that's wild, but not too insanely wild. I wasn't going for insanely wild on this. Now, see, for the Winter in the Wastelands build that, is coming out, mid-January, Winter in the Wastelands 4, be sure and take part in that. For that build, I haven't started it yet. At this point, I guess I have about 6 weeks, something like that. And what I have in mind is pretty outrageous. And we'll see how it turns out. But I finally get one of the ferrules in here. I don't make you suffer through watching both of the ferrules go into place. I only make you suffer slightly through this video. I enjoy putting ferrules on builds, and I don't do it often enough. And so in this case, I thought, I'm definitely doing this. And so there you basically see how I end up with this. There it is with the guns, another greebly on the front cover. There you see the ferrules in place. I do end up adding another piece behind the engine. It's this hose. Again, from a true engine standpoint, what purpose would that serve? But from a post-apocalyptic, hey, let's throw everything on here, it's something, and I like the look of it. So it was going on. I CA glued that into place. And then it was time to try and roughly match the color of the body. And so I busted out, this Citadel pot paint. Again, like this thing, I know I've had this paint pot for easily over 3 years. I mean, easily. Because the Citadel paints were some of the first paints I purchased to do this stuff. Busted out this AK Interactive Light Rust because it's about the most orangey kind of look I could find. I do have another Citadel paint that's roughly orangey, but the texture's entirely wrong. And I didn't want it to be a texture paint. So I'm getting the wheels to approximate the color of the car itself, the remaining paint on the car itself. Something I'm doing in between paints too, like on the body over there. I have hit that with a matte clear at this point. To seal it off, I'll do that in between paint coats, like on the wheels here. After I get these wheels done, and I added some bluing to the pipes, to the upper ends of the pipes that you really can't see in the finished build because they're hidden by the body. But, and I had painted some of the base. I don't think I had done it at this point. I think I do it a little after that. But once I have that done, I hit it with a matte clear again, just to seal everything. Here I bust out the silver paint. The tape on the top of the cap of that. This paint is old. The cap had cracked. And rather than transferring it to another bottle somehow or buying another bottle to transfer it to or, whatever, I just wrap tape around the top and it's fine. And looking over at the bench right now, there's 2 bottles. 1, 2, just 2 bottles of paint that I have tape wrapped around the top because the tops had cracked. I don't know if it was from over tightening the tops and they were just made a little wrong, or if it was just age made them more brittle. I'm trying to deaden, or a moment ago I was trying to deaden the chrome look on the engine. Here I am adding silver to the guns to make them a little brighter. And I will add some other detail. There's 3 bands around the back of those guns. I do paint those with an orangish color to make those pop a little more. There you see I did paint the intake again to match the color again, as best I could. I mean, this is a post-apocalyptic world. Everything's going to be an approximation. Here I hit the base again with matte clear. And to give the tires a used look, I just get basically a firm brush and rough it up. Go over that, and it roughs up the matte coating and whitens it in a way. If you can imagine that, like going over the clear, it kind of breaks up the clear. I did paint the interior silver, as you see up there to the left, just to see it a little better. I painted a bunch of little details on there. I added some gold accents on that little thing on the nose or the front of the car. There's a lot of detail that I painted on that to get just some little things to pop, to give it a little more, well, make it a little more interesting, rather than just one solid color. And that's what I try and do with a lot of the post-apocalyptic builds is I'll throw some added colors here and there just to make some things pop. Not everything has to be covered with dirt. Not everything has to be super just weathered paint. I like having things pop too. This one I didn't do as much on, but you've seen me do in other builds where I've painted, for lack of another way to describe it, like war paint on them. I'll have stripes of colors, like brushed across the front hood. But yeah, I'm not going to show you this rolling across the desk because, yeah, it doesn't roll. I didn't do anything with the glass, in case you're curious. The glass was already weathered, from use over the years. And so why weather it? It's already weathered naturally. So much of this casting is weathered naturally. And so I like that look. That look, just when I would see this casting, I knew I was going to take this, whenever I got around to it, a post-apocalyptic look. Because of that wear. It's a natural look that you struggle to recreate. So why struggle to recreate it when it's already there for you? Why not just take advantage of it? And so that's what I tried to do on this build. Yeah, and I took a moment to paint the screws on the bottom black. Stuff on them, yeah. So there you have it. That's basically where this ends up. And we'll go to the turntable shot here of where we started. And there it is. It would have been a tough red line to restore just because it was kind of shot. I've got better ones of this casting that I will restore. But in this case, it was kind of like, I want to take this a post-apocalyptic route. Some people will cringe at doing this to a red line, but it's like I've got several of these, so why not? Why not have some fun with it? And here's where it ended up. So you can kind of see how I tried to take advantage of the colors that were already there. And like those little things on the rear deck, I went over with gold. It's hard to tell there. But I painted that hose going into the back of the engine black and tire black. There you can see the detail I put on that little greebly on the hood. But yeah, that kind of weathering and age is what I was after. And hitting it with the matte clear also gives it a little bit more. It's not as shiny as that original wear kind of was. It deadens whatever shine there was as well. So, yeah, drawing the holes in the guns, I think makes a world of difference. If you try and just paint a black dot, as I've done so many times to get that same look, it's just not the same. I love the wheels. Those wheels, I've always been happy with them ever since I printed them for one job a while back. And it's like, I like using them on all kinds of things. So I hope you enjoy this build. It was fun. These are just relaxing in an odd way. The pressure of making it look pretty is off for this kind of build. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, you can see more. Everyone stay safe and healthy out there. I'll catch you in the next one.